everybody. Jeff Cowan here from Jeff Cowan's Pro Talk. Welcome back to my podcast entitled Right Service, Write Your Own Paycheck, The Path to Making Over $100,000 a Year when writing service in the United States of America, Canada, and or Australia. You know, at this very recording, 20% of you are doing just that, making over $100,000 a year, but that means that over 80% of you are not. So what are we going to do about that? Well, I'm going to suggest you continue to watch my podcast, follow me online, read my articles, because I will give you the tips, the techniques, and the very things you need to put yourself in that $100,000 a year club. Now, again, welcome back. I've got a great podcast scheduled for you today. It's entitled Saving versus Building Your Business. Saving versus building your business. So what am I talking about here? You know, when the recent coronavirus thing struck, it took a lot of managers and businesses and business owners and put them in a state of panic. I mean, our first thing was to start cutting back and looking at ways to reduce expenses and save our business. And you know, when we learned that our businesses may be completely shut down and or at the very best be forced to work with only a skeleton crew because of the lack of customers, lack of business, and because of some government restrictions, again, we panicked, and so everybody moved into, just like they should have, how do I save my business? Because you know, with the 2008 recession still fresh in our mind, we knew that the faster we acted and the faster that we got things done, the better the chances are that we were going to survive. And so you were smart to have done that. I know I did that. But now we're at a point where you need to change your mindset. Okay, because chances are, if your business is still open and you're still in business, you've in fact saved your business. You survived. Okay, so now what we got to do is switch that mindset from saving the business back to building our business. So to do that, you got to kind of, with this mindset, have the attitude of starting over. Just like the attitude you had when you started your business, you kind of have to have that mindset. You need to ask yourself some tough questions, some easy questions, but questions that will guide you back to the mindset and put you in the place of building your business. It's now time to start building this business. So here's some key areas to look at. Let's first start out with your staffing. Okay, and here's some questions you should ask. Do you have enough staffing? Do you have the right staffing? Is your staff trained to deliver the highest possible customer service and results that you're looking for? Are there new positions that need to be created? Are there some old positions that maybe you could eliminate? I know that with my business, I found there were a couple positions we had around here that we no longer needed. Now, I was lucky because I didn't have to get rid of those people. I just repositioned them, but their old position was no longer valuable. So that's a good question to ask. Do your team members, you need to ask yourself, do they work cohesively together with the one goal of mind of building your business, making it better, serving your customers, and delivering the results that you want? Or are they more like lone wolves? They're kind of in it for themselves and do their own thing? Because, you know, right now, if you've got some of those lone wolves, so right now when it comes to staffing, if you don't have the right people, you hold all the cards as managers and business owners, because with millions of people out of work and millions of jobs literally being lost forever, never coming back, there are plenty of people out there that would love to come into a position where they would have the opportunity as a service advisor and make over $100,000 a year, and the things that you would ask them to do are nothing. I mean, really. Learn how to handle customers, walk around cars, learn how to make 6-step presentations, how to follow up, follow through. There are literally hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people out there that you have the opportunity to grab during this. So again, do you have the staffing in place that's going to allow you and put you in the position to be able to start building your business? Okay, because again, you want to make sure you do so you can deliver the highest levels of service and that your staff can deliver the highest amount of results for you. Let's move on to the next question. Let's talk about your business model. Let's talk about your business model. Is it still cutting edge? Does it still deliver what you advertise? Is your product a lineup? Is it fresh? Do you offer enough products and services, or do you offer too many? I mean, that's a real question. Are they the right ones? I mean, again, a great question. Are they the right ones? Because even though we're in the automotive industry and it's strongly, you know, the products and services we offer are dictated by what a car needs or may not need, there are still many times that services and products over the years have come into play and out of play and back in play and out of play and the like. You know, to give you an example of what I'm talking about here when I talk about business model, here where I live out here in Southern California, this little town called Rancho Santa Margarita, we're lucky because we've got a little 5-star restaurant here. And you know, when all this happened, he was one of the places that wasn't even allowed to open up. But now as he started to open back up and as he's offered some pickup and delivery services, one of the first things I noticed is that his menu was cut down to half size. And when I asked him, you know, the offerings were, when I asked him when he opened up and I went in there, I was lucky enough to get a table, I asked him, I said, how come you cut so much of your stuff out? Because he cut out 1/3 of his menu. And he said it was simple. He said, you know, what happened when I sat down, I really had to take a hard look at what we were doing. I had to take a look at my business model. And he said, I discovered that there were a lot of things on my menu that people really weren't ordering enough of for me to keep them on there, so I took them off. What he did, though, is he replaced some of those items with seasonal items. And when I asked him about that, I said, seasonal items, what do you mean? And he explained what some of those things would be. And he said, I really like this idea because seasonal means I can offer them, and if they work, then I can permanently put them on the menu if people really, you know, buy enough of them. If they don't, I can take them off the menu, and since they were seasonal, I don't have to explain why. People just assume because it's seasonal. Another thing that he did prior to the virus kicking in, he used to advertise that he had over 300 different types of wines that you could come in and enjoy. And in his area within a 100-mile radius, he claimed that he had more wine choices than anybody else in the area. Again, when the virus hit, he discovered that that's outmoded, that he literally had 200 wines in stock that nobody had bought in months. So he discounted them, he got rid of them, and now what he's done is he's changed his mantra from being, you know, come to the place that has the most wine offerings to, because he only offers 100 different wines now, come to the place that offers, the only place that offers the top 100 wines requested in a restaurant. So he took a look at his business model and found out that it needed some adjusting and whatnot. He's still a great restaurant, still a 5-star restaurant, and his business is coming back strong, and yours will too, but you'll need to take a look at your business model and make sure that it's still relevant and it's still doing what it needs to be doing. Now, before I go on, because we have some more things we want to take a look at here, I want to do a little bit of an advertisement. I want to let you know that we are back on the schedule and offering some public workshops. Now, they don't start up until we get into October or later, and we're being told that by then, more people will be traveling and people will be more comfortable coming out in public and whatnot. So you want to give us a call. These are great workshops. I personally teach every one of them. They are high energy. The content is unbeatable, and the results that you will get from them, from attending, assuming you take the stuff back that I teach and put it in play, will blow your mind. It'll blow your mind. We're doing these in Indianapolis, Chicago, Nashville. You simply dial that number right there, 1-800-248-2931. Anybody picks up that phone can get you registered for one of those. What we're going to work on is your ability to get sales, a high effective labor rate, customer retention, survey scores, and I'm going to show you how to eliminate disgruntled customers in heat cases forever. I mean, this is killer stuff. I mean, it's great. We can also, if you're not comfortable maybe going to a workshop yet, I do have trainers that have all been service advisors, managers, fixed operations director. Their average time in the chair was 30 years. They now work with me. They go into dealerships. They will stand side by side with you and your employees and show you how to manage your shop if you need that, show your advisors how to sell and get all the numbers that you want to get. And I'm not even going to begin to tell you the type of increase we're getting, because during this virus and since then, as my trainers have gone back out on the road, we are getting numbers like we've never seen. You wouldn't believe them if I told you, but if you call 1-800-248-2931, we'll show you how to get one of my trainers in your stores and make sure that your business model and all these other things we're talking about, your staffing, processes, and everything are the right ones for your customers today. And then, of course, as always, I've got books and I've got an online virtual training system that has been freshened up. All good stuff. Give us a call. We will make you the absolute best that you can be. So, we talked about, we started the podcast, surviving versus building a business, saving your business versus building your business. We talked about how you had to take a look at your staffing. Do you have the right place? And we talked about how you have to have the right business model. Is it doing what it's supposed to be doing, offering what it's supposed to be doing? And then we did a little commercial, so now we're back to this. The next thing you want to take a look at are your processes throughout your service department. I mean, take a look at every one of them in your business. I mean, do you have processes in place? You know, are your processes sound? Are your employees fully trained to execute those processes so you get the desired results, the results those processes are supposed to get? Are your processes outdated? Is there anything that needs to be automated? A process maybe you've had that your people have done that now can be automated? Or maybe you've got something that you found out that once you automated it, it didn't work, and now you need to go back to having your people doing it. Do things need to be added? Steps need to be subtracted, added in? Does it need to be remodeled? Do your processes, and this is really important, not only deliver the results you want, but do they deliver the highest amount of satisfaction to both your employees and your customers? Again, employees and customers. I have found that employee satisfaction is just as important, if not more important, than customer satisfaction. Unhappy employees will not be able to deliver happy customers, you know, and a lot of times that is caused by the lack of process or not having the right processes in place. So this is a great time to take a look at those processes. And then, of course, we got to take a look. The next thing to rebuild your business is training. Maybe you've never done it before, or maybe you have done it before. Maybe you kind of done it, maybe whatever, but now's the time to take a look at it. Do you have a training program? You know, when was the last time your training program was updated? You know, who does the training? Are they the right person to do the training? Is it outdated? And ask yourself this: when was the last time that you personally, as a business owner or manager, sat through the training that you have your people sit through? I mean, that will tell you a ton about the effectiveness of your training. And you know, when you approach training, the way I always advise people to take a look at it is, don't look at it as an expense. Look at it as an investment that if they train your people the right way to get the highest results, it will pay dividends like nothing else you can invest in. And it's not something you do once. It's not an event. Training should be ongoing. It should be consistent. It should be all the time. Just like just like many of you do that own car dealerships do with your car salespeople. You train them constantly. You should be doing the same thing with your service staff. And here's a big thing, big. Every time you train somebody, you should give them a certificate of completion, but that certificate of completion should come with an expiration date. I sincerely believe that no matter how good your staff is, no matter what numbers they're delivering, that at least once a year you should take them back through a training class that discusses with them the basics of your training, the basics of your processes, and make sure that they've not forgotten anything and they're moving from where you want them to be. Now, another area that we need to take a look at. We kind of hit this a little bit earlier when we were talking about business model. I want to hit a little bit harder here. We need to talk about your product and services offerings, your product and service offerings. I mean, is it time to expand those offerings, or do you need to do like my friend did that owned the restaurant, maybe to change it and constrict, maybe take some of the things out? If you offer new things, is it time to offer new things, and how will those new things work with your current offerings? You know, are your customers asking for something that you're not delivering, or are you offering things and they just flat out don't want it? Maybe your people know how to sell it, but people just don't want to buy it anymore. So take a look at your product offerings. Great time to do that. And then another area that I want to talk about, the final area here today, is I want to talk about your advertising and promotion. I mean, there's never been a better time to advertise in fixed operations. It's something that we see very, very few people do. I mean, we see some manufacturers do it, like you'll see Ford on television, General Motors, Toyota, Honda, and those places, in a national level advertising services. But what about you locally? What about for your business? What about to your community? Does your community understand what it is you offer? Do they understand how you operate? Do they understand the value that you deliver? I mean, when's the last time that you told them? So take a look at your advertising. How do you promote it? And if you do advertise, are your ads fresh? Do they grab your customers' attention? I mean, is it enough? And I got to tell you, when it comes to advertising and promotion, this is an area that you constantly have to stay on top of, because with social media now dominating the way most people advertise, social media changes by the minute, it seems like. You'd do yourself a very big favor if you had somebody watching this for you constantly and helping you out with it. Now, this is one area, advertising back in the day used to be extremely expensive, and it's still, relatively expensive, but nothing like it used to be. But this is something you can save a lot of money on. Let me share with you something that I've done over the years. Especially with social media, once it came into play, what I quickly realized is that the people that knew the most about it are the younger people. Where do you find the younger people? Believe it or not, in college and high school. They know how to make ads, they know how to make videos, they know how to shoot them, how to edit them, and they generally know more about social media than most people that are my age will ever know, So you can pick up these people as they're going through school extremely cheap to help you out with this, and they will deliver world-class results. Now the downside to doing that is when you hire a college student, for example, you may get them for pennies on the dollar, but at some point in time they're going to realize they're really good at what they do, and they're going to start asking for more, or they're going to go into business for themselves. But it's a way to get started in that, and you should be on it. It's a very inexpensive way to do it. So again, what I'm trying to get you to do here today is take a look at rebuilding your business and building your business. Get your mindset out of the survival mode. I mean, you'll need to go back to like when you first started your business. You need to sit down and you make some goals and think about what it takes to really build a business and keep a business going. And most importantly, repeating myself, you'll need to shed that mindset and the behaviors of trying to survive. If your business is still open, you've survived the virus. You need to step up and embrace the beliefs and actions of building your business, because the business that you will be building is your business. Hey, my name's Jeff Cowan. I have a company called Jeff Cowan's Pro Talk. You can call me anytime at 1-800-248-2931 with any questions, thoughts, or concerns you have. If you want to dial me personally, because I'm getting back out on the road, I'm going to start traveling a lot as early as next week, and so I'm ready to go. So I may not be able to take calls at that number, but any of my staff can, and they'll answer your questions. But if you want to talk to me directly, dial 317-506-1003, 317-506-1003. That's my cell phone. Now when I travel, I'm typically doing workshops, so it takes me a lot of times 24 hours to get back to you. But if you call me, I will return the call. If I'm available, I'll talk to you, and we'll talk as long as you like or for as long as you need, because I'm here to help you. I want you to be the best you can be, and I want you to forget about trying to survive. You've survived. You've won. It's time to start building and rebuilding your business. With that, God bless you all. I thank you for watching, and I look forward to seeing you soon. I'll be back within a week with a brand new podcast. Take care.